So this is Gabrielle Dinsmore. She's 2 years old. She just turned 2, and she was diagnosed with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is a thickening of the heart wall muscle, which can cause all kinds of complications, which it has for Gabrielle.
When you hear that, when your child is sick, you don't really know what to do about it.
It was devastating for us. I mean, you know, we have hopes and dreams that we'd have a healthy child, obviously, and you never know what life holds in store for you. When Gabrielle was diagnosed, we prayed that she would have a normal life. You know, what I'd also like to say is if you look at Gabrielle, she looks like a very healthy 2-year-old. She's walking, talking, developmentally she's hitting all her milestones. She's small for her age, and certainly that is probably impacted by her heart disease. But if you look at her, she looks like a very, you know, normal, healthy child. And heart disease doesn't discriminate. It could affect anybody.
Joseph was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. It's a congenital heart defect where the left side of his heart didn't develop in utero. And so the left ventricle, the mitral valve, and the aorta are all underdeveloped. And that basically means that his body normally gets oxygenated blood from the left ventricle, and he doesn't have a left ventricle.
The day he was born, we had no idea this was coming. We were completely blown out of the water. We were told that as early as maybe 10 years ago, they would just tell you to take a child like Joseph home, keep him comfortable, let nature take its course, and they just wouldn't make it.
Well, the first time my grandmother was visiting from Puerto Rico, so we're about to visit my new baby brother, and we see Mom sobbing, and we have no idea why. Then we get the message that is about his heart problem.
Joey has hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which is a situation where half the heart did not develop appropriately. It is one of the most severe forms of heart disease, requiring a 3-stage surgery over the first 3 years of his life. And in general, the results are pretty good nowadays, but they were not always. Gabrielle has hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which is a situation where the ventricle, the lower chambers of the heart, are far too thick. In addition, she had some other congenital malformations that required surgery as well. The fact that people who are not affiliated with this issue on a day-to-day basis are willing to step up, contribute, and help advance our cause is really very gratifying, and I really appreciate it.
The need to fund, over the last few years I've donated a significant amount of money to Lifespan, much of it at Merriam for heart labs and that type of thing. But the real research has to continue in order to be able to generate new solutions, less minimally invasive, and to help people to solve their problem before it gets to the point where they're ill and in hospitals. And particularly if you have children that are born with heart problems, so a lot of those problems can be solved you can repair holes, you can do a lot of things, you put valves in, but there are a lot of problems that aren't solvable, and that's why we need more research money, and that's why we should be supporting the Heart Association. What I'd like to do now is ask everybody that's here tonight to think and search their soul and donate as much as they possibly can to the Heart Association so that we continue this research. And it will benefit all of us and our children and everybody in the country. So I look forward to you reaching deep and doing something.
I want to thank you all very much for being here tonight, for supporting the work that the AHA does, and I'd like to especially thank you on behalf of my patients who have been able to do quite a bit better as a result of your generosity. Thank you very much.
Thank you for